What's going on? My name is Carlos, and today we're going to go over 5 more tips and tricks for the Ioniq 5. And in fact, we're going to be going over replacing the filter and the wipers. So let's get started. Actually, before we get started, I wanted to go ahead and shout out these 2 people because they taught me, or they corrected me in my first video, which, by the way, if you haven't seen the first video, here's the link to the first video. It'll be in the description below. I just went over 15 things you need to know about your Ioniq 5. This is 5 more tips. But in that video, I said that you can unlock and lock your car with the keys and with the app, and that's it. Well, they corrected me, and there's actually another way, and it's with this button right here. So if you click on it while you have your keys on you, it will lock. You click on it again while you have your keys on you, it will unlock. Now, if your keys happen to be inside, which I'm gonna just throw right there. So if they happen to be inside because you forgot or whatnot, and you try to lock it, it's not gonna lock. So I think that's a really cool feature. It just reminds you that your keys are inside, so don't lock your door. But yes, shout out to those guys for helping me out, because I totally did not know that. And yeah, now I literally use this all the time. Like, I have never stopped using it since they told me. We're gonna do the easiest one first, which I believe is the filter. So we're gonna go ahead and unlock the hood. And actually, before I do that, I just want to show you which one I got. I got this one, it's the Pure Flow. I will leave a link in the description if you want to get it yourself. But yeah, I don't have any like affiliate link or anything like that. So this is just like more or less the more you know type of situation. But yeah, you open your hood. Here we are. We're gonna open this up, the crock drawer I call it now, because I store my Crocs, the most valuable thing I own. And this is just a side tip. If you ever need to get to your battery, there it is. So if you ever have to jump start it. But we're actually gonna be opening this. Ow. So this is actually where the filter is stored. As you can see, it's very filthy. Oh my god, look at all that dust. And then if you can tell, you just pull it on the sides here. Or actually just this one side. Looks like the other one's just sticking there. And there's the air filter. So let's pull it out. I changed this, I think, in June. Oh my goodness. It is filthy. This is a dirty one. So I'm gonna put that to the side. And we're gonna add this one. So we're gonna aim the airflow down, and we're just gonna slide it in. And bam, pretty much all done there. I'm just gonna push it down a little bit. There we go. I don't know if you can actually see that. But yeah, so this is what it should look like. And look at all that dust. And then you just want to put this back here. So I did it from the bottom to the top. Clip it, and there you go. That easy. That is how you change your air filter. And obviously, you just put this thing back. Hopefully that wasn't too hard to follow along. But again, you just rip off that part, take out the little holder, take out the old one, put in the new one, and put the little holder back, and put this part back. And that's it, easy as pie. All right, next we're gonna change the wipers. Whatever you do, if you've owned a Kia or Hyundai before, don't just pull on it because it will scratch your hood. There's actually a small little secret. They make you work for it a little bit. So basically, turn on the car, and then you're gonna turn it off, and then hold this up. And there you go. So again, turn on the car, turn it off, and as soon as you turn it off, hold up your little windshield wiper fluid thing and knob, I guess if you call it, and then it will automatically do that. Alright, so we have the new ones there. These are the old ones. These are, I believe, just the clip-on, so you just pull up from here, and let me see if I can actually angle the camera for you so you can see a little better. So we've already pulled the tab here. Then we're gonna lift it up, push down, and then, oh, a piece of plastic came off. But yeah, you push down and then pull, basically. Pull towards like the windshield. Now don't let go because you're gonna crack it, which I've already cracked, so it doesn't matter. But you just wanna gently place down because there are springs on there. This one isn't in terrible quality, but you know, it is definitely time, in my opinion at least. There's a bunch of cracks on it. All right, so you slide it through the hole like this. You aim it to kind of hook onto the hook here. and then you just, hold on. Okay, there we go. So then once you slide it up to the hook, then you can clip it down. And there you go, you're done. And you can gently put it down. And there we are, our first windshield wiper. So we're gonna feed it through like this, connect the hook, and close. And there we go. So now we have our 2 new windshield wipers, and let's test them out just to make sure I did everything correctly. I am not a car expert, if you can tell, but we're learning together. All right, so let's, they seem to be working. Oh yeah, they work just fine. All right, the next tip is if you're gonna go to one of those automated car washes where they tell you to like put on neutral, and then, you know, it'll automatically kind of go in there. So basically we have a car wash mode, or what normal people call neutral. But it's not in the settings. You actually kind of have to physically do it. So first things first, let's pretend we're driving, right? First things first, we're gonna turn off auto hold, which is right here. So it is officially off. Next thing, we're gonna turn off, oops, I actually turned it on. We're gonna turn off all the regen, so it's gonna be at level 0. All right, so let's just say we're in line, right? We're going through the auto, and then they tell us to put it in neutral. So we're gonna stop, and then we're going to go to neutral. And then it's gonna say press and hold the OK button. You press and hold the OK button, and now it's gonna stay in neutral. And then there you go. So it can be like, oh God. And then once you're done with all of that, you can go back to, whoops, you would have to park it and then I guess go back to drive. There you go. And then you can turn on your regen again. Go to 3, and then you can put on your auto lock. I personally like auto lock. I know some people who don't use it, but yeah, that's as simple as it gets for car wash mode, or you know, neutral really is basically all it is. I wish there was a button here like some other cars have. I know the Rivian has it. I know Tesla, I believe, has a car wash mode. Ours is not, I mean, it's not complicated, but it's also not like mainstream, right? It's not like I can just press and hold one button and then it goes to neutral. I have to go through all these steps. So yeah, 3 steps. Just want to go over again. Make sure auto hold is off, turn off all your regen, and then press and hold OK once the screen tells you. That's simple. All right, this next tip, I'm sure everybody knows, but basically camp mode, or what they call utility mode. This is gonna be good if you're waiting for someone in the car and you just wanna leave the air conditioning on or leave the music on without leaving the battery running. You will go to utility mode. If you wanna leave a pet here, I don't know if I trust it enough to leave my dog in here. Maybe if it was just for a few minutes, I would definitely do it. But there is some downsides to the utility mode that one day, hopefully, Hyundai addresses. But let me just kind of show you already how you do that. So basically, you go to EV right here in your menu. All right, once you're in the EV section, you want to go ahead and click on your settings, utility mode, and then you press on. It's going to activate. And essentially what this does is this kind of makes sure that you can't drive anywhere, like none of the gas pedals will work or anything like that. It also doesn't use a 12-volt battery. It just uses the main battery. And again, you can turn on the AC, you can turn on pretty much anything, you can plug in your phone, do whatever you want. This is what I use when I camp in my car. And again, I use this whenever I'm waiting for someone and I'm just in the parking lot. I just put on utility mode. To get it off of utility mode, you will have to go ahead and turn off your car and turn it back on. And now you're no longer in utility mode. Some questions you might have about utility mode is there a way to lock the car while it's on utility mode, as far as if you want to go somewhere, or again, if you're leaving your dog in here. So you can lock the car inside the car. You can't lock it outside the car. So I've tried using the app, and the app won't let you lock the car because it's in utility mode. Now I've seen somebody have 2 pairs of keys. They leave like one inside and then use the other one to lock it. I don't know if that actually works. If it does, it just kind of leaves your car, I don't know, it seems more risky. The only way I've kind of learned to do it is if I just put my window down just a little bit, like halfway, maybe a little more halfway. Okay. What you can do is, I guess if you're in a really trusting neighborhood, is you can lock it from here, and there you go. But you can't unlock it. Like, it's not gonna let you unlock it, so you have to go back in here and unlock it. And again, I guess if technically you're gonna leave your car here for, couple minutes and you're in a decent neighborhood and your dog will bark. I guess this, you know, is one way of doing it. But yeah, this is just the annoying thing about utility mode, is that there's no way to lock it from the outside. With how they've been treating updates, I'm not very hopeful that they'll give us more options, but you know, who knows. But yes, if you're inside the car, you can definitely lock it. You just can't lock it from outside the car. This is the last thing I want to talk about. This is the adapter you can buy. I bought mine on eBay. It was like around 100 bucks. And here it is. This is a nice looking adapter, and this is basically called the V2L, vehicle to load. And essentially you plug this in, and here, and we'll go over that in just a minute, but first let's go over the settings inside the car. Now, technically speaking, you don't have to do anything inside the car. You don't have to add any specific settings, but this settings is just good to know. So vehicle to load right there, a little button here, and this is basically the minimum charge. Like, I can only use this if I have 80%, or I can only use this, or it stops at 20%, right? So I have 54%. I'm gonna use the vehicle to load if I'm like watching movies, or like, you know, plug in my TV, plug in like air fryer or whatever, you know. It will stop working at 20%. That's because that's the minimum of what I'm putting it at. So this is just kind of good to know if you want to set it up at somewhere. But yeah, so that's the only setting you really need to know about the vehicle to load. So basically, here's all you need to know. So this is where the outlet comes in. This is the power button here. You press it off, and basically you squeeze this together, and that is basically where it'll go. And it does go both ways, that's what she said, from the top to the bottom. But yeah, and then this is kind of like rubber to protect it. And then again, here's the cap. So you just want to remove the cap here, and that is where you would plug it in your car. So let's go ahead and do that now. So you just plug it in here, it clicks. You kind of hear your car make some noises. It just locked it in, and there's a blue light. I don't know if you can tell. But again, you basically want to close this, plug in something, and then from there, once it's plugged in, you can press power. The power, it'll turn green. I don't know if you can tell, which means it's active. And there you go, that's all to it. And if your cable is small enough, you can go through here. And I've read that this is kind of a little bit weatherproof, but in the manual also says don't do it while it's raining. But you know, I like it because it does protect against the environment. Now, one mistake I see a lot of people make, they'll be like, well, you know, my car's unlocked, but it still won't let me unplug it. And that's because it's locked in. So you're actually gonna have to manually unlock your car again with the key fob. So let me show you. So right now, the car is technically unlocked, right? It's still locked in. It's not gonna let me take it out. So basically, you just need to unlock the car and it'll slip out. I don't know why it does that, and it's not with just the official Hyundai one. So like with all versions of the V2L, you have to like unlock it like twice to make sure it actually comes out. So that's kind of like the trick for that, because I've seen some comments where it's like, oh, it doesn't like come off when it's unlocked, but it does, but you have to like unlock it again, so you have to unlock it like twice. But yeah, that's basically it. The only other thing to know about this feature is the stats. Now, I don't know the stats off my hand, so I'm gonna put them here. And basically, whenever you're looking up electronics, what I do is I make sure I don't go over the amps that this thing can handle. So I always try to find things that are under that, or if I'm going to use multiple things, I just make sure, do the math and make sure that it's not going over those amps. But yeah, this thing has been very useful. I really enjoy using it, and I'm probably going to use it more. So those were 5 more things, tips and tricks, and hopefully maybe you learned something. If you didn't, well, at least I tried. So I was going to end the video here and just be like, okay, that's 5 things, right? Car wash, windshield, filter, V2L, and camp mode. However, in the process of shooting, especially that first half of the video, my car died. My car literally like died. So I recharged my battery once. It worked fine for a few days, and then it died again. Charged my battery twice, and that time it never came back on. So I had to get a new battery. Now you can get any 12-volt battery for, you know, cars. It really doesn't matter. Go to Costco, go to Walmart, AutoZone. They'll put it in. That's fine. However, for my sake of mind, and just for the future as well, I got the Ohmmu, whatever, however you pronounce it, OHMMU battery. they're a little bit on the pricier side. However, with this battery, you get an app. And with the app, it tells you, you know, whether it's charging, discharging, so it's at 98%, tells you the voltage, the amps, the cycle count, the temperature. It also gives you literally what each cell is doing, and it gives you a lot of data. And that's what I love about this battery, and this is just for my sake of mine. But really, honestly, you can put any 12-volt battery, just make sure it has like a warranty, so if it dies again, you can just go over there and get it replaced. This does have a warranty as well. I believe it's a 3-year warranty, 3 or 4-year warranty, so I should be good, but I honestly believe it's gonna last longer than that. At least that's how I feel. But yeah, so you just rip that off if you ever need to recharge your battery. I'll keep track and kind of give a review of the battery if you guys are interested. But other than that, that's all I have for you today. Those are my 5, technically 6 tips and tricks for the Hyundai Ioniq 5. Hopefully you learned something. If you didn't, again, I apologize and I'll try to do better. But I still love my car, and literally I really wouldn't trade this for anything else. I have 0 regrets, and I'm gonna do more to this car and take it camping more. Eventually I'm gonna have to get the tires changed because they are getting a little bit thin, but not too thin. Actually, kind of thin. But yeah, we'll go over that together. We'll look at tires together. With that said, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.